Alright, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Blogs with Boilon Friday. Before we get started today, there's a few things that I want to talk about, and namely, it has to do with this character behind me, and that's Morbius. So, in the mail the other day, we found out that, thankfully, he is not a Blitz release character. Now, I believe it was Here Coming Soon Morbius. So yes, he is not a Blitz character. Thank F for that. But he is going to be on an event coming soon. I don't think we have the details for this unless it's going to be in the blog post today called the Living Vampire event. Now keep in mind that while it's not a Blitz release, a lot of events and milestone events do tend to have Blitz involved. So, you know, of course, closer to the time when we have more details, I'll be putting out a video as I normally do with regards to events. So keep an eye out on that. Hopefully the blitzing is kept to a minimum, but, you know, that's usually never the case. Second of all, I do want to talk about the Facebook photo that came out of Morgan Le Fay, who is going to be the main purpose of this blog post today. Anyways, hopefully we get a better shot of this, and this was just like her upper half, and we can see the one thing that I don't like about this before we get started on the blog is like this Punisher-esque skull. Kind of looks like the Punisher symbol, and the shawl here as it goes up to the face, you know, maybe we'll get a better shot of this, but it looks like a black beard. Honestly, this is what it looks like to me. Let me know what your guys' thoughts about this model in the comments down below. I'm sure we'll have a better shot of this in the blog. So, with that being said, let's get this show started. Okay, and so here we do have the first Horseman, Pestilence, Morgan Le Fay. Sorry, I thought it was Morgana Le Fay. I'm pretty sure it's Morgan Le Fay, but maybe I'm wrong. I thought I have the comics, the Excalibur comics. She looks a little bit different here. So I was trying to zoom in. Could I get a better shot of that? She looks like she has. I wasn't sure what that was actually. So it looks like a claw. Here with some green magic, basically. It looks better here than it did in that other shot here. This was just a really bad angle. I don't know, like, you don't notice it as much in this photo here. Obviously this is not a in-game photo. I think this is like you know, one of their fancy images for that. Yeah, I'll have to see more about her in-game stuff. So okay, so confirmed, Pestilence, Morgan Le Fay is the first Horseman coming to Marvel Strike Force. So, the first of 4 powerful new figures of the Age of the Apocalypse, Morgan Le Fay will arrive with a newly formed Darkhold team. Okay, not Excalibur. I was kind of thinking maybe this might have been Excalibur, but okay, the Darkhold team. So this has something to do with mages, or magicians, I'm sure. Scarlet Witch and 3 new characters, okay, who we'll cover in future posts. As we mentioned in 2022 preview blog, each Horseman's team will specialize in a specific game mode. The Darkhold will be an arena team. Huh. That was unexpected. I kind of thought it would be related to Cosmic Crucible because we do have that on the way in patch 6.0. I honestly thought that the new team for next patch would be a Cosmic Crucible related team, but it's going to be an arena meta team. It's going to have to be really effing good to surpass the Eternals. Are you even going to want to use the characters rather than the Eternals? The Eternals are so powerful. Like, you could plop them in arena with 3 more characters. Like, you could use Morgan Le Fay probably with the Eternals and 2 other characters. Like, we're going to need more than this, I think. There's some lore here on Morgan Le Fay, if you're not familiar with her from her background from Avalon. A lot of this does have to do actually with Excalibur-related comics, things like that, Captain Britain and so on, King Arthur, Merlin, all of this stuff. So if you're interested in the backstory here, read all of this. We're going to be skipping through that, though. I'll go back and maybe read that on my own time. If you guys remember the Darkhold, it's in the WandaVision at the very end of the TV series. The Darkhold is also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. It's this powerful book, this magical book. I think it might also be in the Doctor Strange 2. The Multiverse of Madness as well. The Darkhold is a very powerful magical book that has a lot of shit inside of it, basically. So, yeah, very important. So, I guess this team is all surrounded that. So, Morgan Le Fay joins the newly formed team as a legendary controller with high health and damage. Her mystical abilities not only bolster her Darkhold allies, but also specialize in punishing controller enemies. Cersei? Is she a controller or is she a support? I think she's a controller, right? So that could be interesting. Maybe this is to counter Eternals now then? It's going to be really weird. Controllers are currently some of the top dogs in Arena, so yeah, Cersei. So this reality-bending sorceress will be shifting the... I can't even fathom Scarlet Witch being a top Arena meta character. Dear Lord. I have a 7 red Scarlet Witch. That's going to be fucking amazing if that's the case. Holy poop. Although she's an older character, so she's probably obviously not going to be as good as Morgan Le Fay, but still. As you'll see in the kit below, she's extremely powerful. Once her special ability Time Warp goes off, it'll disrupt the turn order for the entire battlefield. Her power increases with her Darkhold allies, but you'd also be wise to accompany her with characters with high speed. So... Eternal still? I don't know. Let's see. Villain, Global, Mystic, Controller. Villain, Mystic, Controller. You can use her to unlock Phoenix. These are the same traits as Dr. Doom, right? You know, so you could use her to unlock Phoenix if for whatever reason you don't have Phoenix. Darkhold, Horseman, Legendary. Okay, so now it's confirmed that the Horseman tag is going to have its own tag related to Apocalypse. Most likely in the way the Black Order has a tag related to Thanos, is probably going to have some callouts specifically to the Horseman when Apocalypse does eventually come out. But in the meantime, we'll be using her if you happen to get her, of course. And that's a whole nother conversation that we'll have on a separate video regarding the event, leaderboards, and all this other shit that I've yet to talk about with regards to the Pestilence event coming soon. So this is the Darkhold tag. Basic Soul Siphon. Attack primary target for 350% damage. That's a pretty high value, I think, for a basic. Copy and clear 2 positive effects excluding taunt. On crit, instead, copy and clear all positive effects excluding taunt. Steal 10% health from the primary target and redistribute to self. That's pretty good, I think. Just a bare bones basic. You know, that's definitely striker worthy there, probably, because of how powerful that is. If this follows up with this 10% health, that's definitely striker worthy. Let's talk about this Time Warp special. 4 out of 6, so this is available on turn 2, unless there's some sort of ability energy shenanigans. Reduce speed bar for self and all allies and all enemies by 100%. Okay. Everyone gets reset. Clear all positive effects from all enemies. Clear all negative effects from self. Heal self for 100% of her health. Deal 10% of this character's max health as damage to all enemies. Apply speed up for 2 turns and immunity to self. Okay, so it's going to reset everybody's turn bar to 0. And then it's going to do some damage. It's going to full heal her. And it's going to speed up to everyone on her team and Darkhold allies. Not everyone on the team. Darkhold allies and herself. So I guess that's intended that, yes, it's going to reset the turn bar, but it's intended for your team to go first, outside of Darkhold allies. Or sorry, with Darkhold allies, of course. Ultimate, it's kind of a weird one. It's unavoidable, but, you know, is there going to be a focus versus resistance check here still? Possibly. Ultimate Reality Break. 4 to 4, so this is available on turn 1. That's a pretty low cost for an ultimate. Clear immunity from the primary target. Attack primary and adjacent for 325% piercing. That's a lot of damage. This attack has a 50% extra crit chance, so it's going to do a lot of damage. Apply disrupt and slow to the primary target. Spread all negative effects from the primary target to all adjacent targets. This will not spread stun or ability block, as they normally don't nowadays. Apply trauma and ability block to all controller enemies. Okay, so this is going to shut Cersei down on turn 1. Trauma and ability block. It's only 1 turn, but it's going to stop her from self-cleansing. It's going to stop the ability block from being cleansed by Icarus, because on Icarus's turn, he can clear ability block off of Cersei, which is why the whole Eternals thing is a massive mess. Flip 2 positive effects into negative effects on all non-controller enemies. Okay, so everyone else, other than Cersei, is going to get flipped 2. Reduce speed bar of all enemies that do not have any negative effects by 30%. So basically you get this first, and if that doesn't happen, then you get speed bar reduction. This attack cannot be dodged. So this really does shut down Eternals, I think, assuming that the rest of the team is strong enough to do what it needs to do to get them dead. Yeah, this really shuts down Cersei, and it shuts down Icarus's ability to cleanse Cersei as well on his turn too, because, you know, unless there's some speed bar shenanigans, he's gonna go first before Cersei, unless there's like a Loki or something, some way to push Cersei in front of Icarus. Passive, Fey Queen. On spawn, bury yourself for 20% of this character's max health. Okay, so lots of health, lots of barrier to start. On spawn, apply Safeguard for 2 turns. Okay. This isn't even arena specific. This is everywhere. So this is like Infinity Watch with Adam Warlock, right? So for 2 turns, not just 1 turn. I'm pretty sure Adam Warlock gives 1 turn of Safeguard on spawn to the Infinity Watch allies. Now this is 2 turns. So yeah, Icarus is not flipping anything. The turn bar might still happen, the turn bar reduction, but other than that, if he even manages to get his turn before them. On spawn, fill speed bar by 5% per mystic enemy. This is a direct call out against the Eternals. So that's 10% right there. 10% speed bar for Icarus and Cersei, and then if there happens to be anyone else, like Loki, for example, it doesn't happen too frequently anymore, but if that's the case, or Doom, then that's another 15, that's 10 to 15% on spawn for their team. Wow. But it's just for her, not for the whole team there for the turn bar. But that's enough to jump to the ultimate turn 1, which also can reduce speed bar as well if they don't have any negative effects. So yeah, this is a good way to basically just push them back even further. On enemy turn, feel speed bar by 10% for self and all Darkhold allies every single turn. Wow. Regardless of who the enemy is. Lower the assist chance for all enemies by 25% per dark. Okay, so this is a fuck you to Infinity Watch as well, because then Nebula's not going to get assist. So not only is it countering Eternals, it looks like it's also countering Infinity Watch. So this does put them at the top of the field here because they've covered every base here, it seems, at least for Arena. And this could be a really, really good team for War, as anywhere, really. For War probably as well, because the only call out is here. 50% max health, Darkhold allies gain 50% max health, 100% resistance, Darkhold allies gain 100% resistance. In Arena, 30% max barrier, gain 30%, plus 30% max barrier. So your barrier total is going to be very high. It's normally 40%, right? So does that mean that your total barrier is going to be 70% for this team of your max hit points? In Arena, Darkhold allies also gain this. Holy crap. Oh, sorry, here it's right here. Normally barrier is capped at 30%. So 60%. With this team. Wow, that's a lot. So yeah, not only is this an FU to Eternals, it's an FU to Infinity Watch. But you're gonna need this character, right? Who's locked behind Pestilence, who's locked behind the Scourge event. So this is a whole nother story, right? The first chance to recruit a Horseman will arrive with Morgan Le Fay's Pestilence Scourge event, where your earner character starts via milestone and rank rewards. Scourge difficulties 1 through 5 have flexible character requirements. 6 and above will require Web Warriors and Dark Hunters. So confirmed that basically the second half of the event is going to require traded characters, Web Warriors or Dark Hunters specifically. For missions 5 and 10. Oh wait, what? Oh, okay. Only for missions 5 and 10. Difficulty 6 and above aren't required to unlock Morgan Le Fay, but keep in mind that you'll earn more points with higher difficulties, which will be helpful in ranking her up to higher star counts. Below the... So this is strange. So are they saying that you only need the Web Warriors and Dark Hunters for 2 nodes of the entire event? That sounds strange to me. Okay, so we get some general recommendations. Some... yeah, okay. So above 5, 15 plus, 16 plus, 17 plus, 18 plus, 19 plus. They're really going long term with this, aren't they? Holy shit. Yes, we did just make reference to gear tiers above 16, but those tiers are something that will roll out over a long period of time, not coming together this year. Okay, alright guys. Okay, so Heroes Haunting. A cure for Alliance War defeat is heading your way on March 9th in the form of Dr. Voodoo's event campaign of Heroes Haunting. What does this have to do with Alliance War? Oh, because they're a war team, I guess, who can significantly improve your chances of earning a high-star version of Morgan Le Fay. So they're basically telling you that you're going to need these teams because they're going to lock you from completing the entire event, right? So missions 5 and 10. So if it's just those 2 nodes, they're basically saying you can't progress unless you have these teams. And you're not going to be able to clear it unless you have Dark Hunters. That's kind of what they're telling us here. So this is the Dr. Voodoo event that's coming on March the 9th. So that's in 5 days. That's going to be next Wednesday at store reset time. Okay, so yeah, that's that, I guess. Come celebrate the extraordinary. Okay, so we have International Women's History Month, double shards for these characters here, if you're interested in any of them. Not super important, I would say, at this point of the game. Different people on different days, I guess, here, if you need them. Some of the better ones, Okoye for Chaos Theory. And that's really about it, to be honest. Proxima's not even on a node anymore. She's in the Blitz store, so I don't know why that was mentioned. Yeah, nothing really outstanding. Moondragon, maybe. Nothing really amazing. Raid Orb removal. This is the old Alpha Raid Orb, so yeah. If you haven't opened up your Greek Raid Orbs, do that now. T'Challa is going to be coming on March the 3rd, which was yesterday. Okay. We're going to need an update on this one. Weekly events. We got the double... okay, Sinister 6 double shards. Invisible Woman coming back. Alpha Raid's coming back. Alpha Raid was good, actually, because there were Cloak and Dagger in there. Alpha Raid, that's March the 7th, so that's going to be on Monday. Gear Explosion. This was not bad, actually. 3 times rewards for Superior Origin Gear. So this isn't terrible. I wish this would also work for... there's no Teal Origin Gear, actually, so never mind. There's going to be an Emma Frost Blitz if you need it. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything... Moondragon Blitz. Energy Overload. This is a good event. Nowhere Heist is coming back. Dear Lord. Already? Okay, so that's next week. I wasn't keeping track of this. We've already gone over Nowhere Heist. It's not great, but if you wanna... What I would recommend for Nowhere Heist, actually, is hold on to your Elite 7 and 6s. Elite 6s and 7s. I mean, specifically, it's Elite 7 rewards here for Nowhere Heist. If you happen to get an Elite 7 orb, hold on to that, because they're going to be getting rid of the minions in these orbs. And so if you do happen to do this next week, and you do happen to pick up a Elite 7 orb as a result, save that orb. Wait until those minions are removed, and then open them then at that point. So yeah, a lot of this was just all around Pestilence and the requirements with Dark Hunters, things like that. The difficulty recommendations are kind of crazy, so I don't know how this is going to shape up yet. I think we're going to be doing another video this weekend talking specifically, more deep diving about the Scourge event, about Web Warriors and Dark Hunters and all of that, and what I think about this going forward, leaderboards, etc. I think there's so much more to talk about. Obviously, this kit looks amazing, but how many of us are actually going to be getting this character? And I think that's the larger question here. So that's the end of this video. Darkhold, Arena Meta, screw you, Eternals, and Infinity Watch coming your way. So we'll have more to talk about in the coming days. And of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out. Enjoy your weekend, everyone.